like, and teens developing identity and independence, often leading to conflict or confusion as well. Lack of healthy coping skills, then it also can make them feel very overwhelming. Okay, and then of course, as parents, we have to listen without judgment, right? Because the moment you start judging, then they will shut up and go into their shell again. So it's very tricky kind of thing. So my husband sometimes messes it up by that way sometimes, yeah. He will immediately say his point of view. Then I say, okay, so yeah, sometimes it's just good to zip, just listen. Listen means not doing work and listening. So teens, they want you to make eye contact. When they talk, they want you to just look at them and listen. Okay, it can be time consuming, but no choice, right? Because the thing is, if they want to talk to you, it's already a privilege. Because there are a lot of children who do not want to talk to their parents or to any adult. They rather talk to their friends. So if your child comes looking for you and want to still be connected to with you, that's a privilege. Don't grumble, don't complain about it. Okay? Make time and make sure you welcome them and have a time for them because it makes a lot of difference. Right? Stay connected. Okay, that's what I said. Daily check-ins, like how's school, how's everything, how's your friend. Yeah, I'm very concerned about friends. So I'll always ask, who are your friends? What are your friends? Sometimes when we do go and pick her up after her girl guides, her CCA, and then we will see, oh, that's your friend. Okay. And then, then we can see, okay, looks like a nice girl kind of thing. We at least who they are mixing with. And that makes a lot of difference, right? Because if you do not know who they are hanging around with, it can be also trouble next time. Because how would we know whether they are, judging the correct characters and having, the right company and all that. If they're not the kind who will easily get influenced, it's okay. That's a blessing. But if they do get easily influenced, then it's good to check on their friends. Right? So model calm and self-care. Okay, teens learn by watching you. When you get frustrated, it also shows like when you how you handle a problem. If your way or your style of handling problem is shouting and swearing and saying all the bad words, that's what your child is going to follow and learn, right? If you model calm and self-care, your teen is also looking. Any child is also looking, right? Children are like sponge. They model exactly what the adults do. Okay, if you do not want your child to be acting out and all that, then we must check on how we are acting as well, right? Don't tell lies in front of the kids. Always be honest in front of the kids. Talking on the phone, telling a lie, the child is learning also. Oh, can tell lie. There's no such thing as white lie and bad lie, right? So lie is a lie, right? So sometimes it's important that if you want to lie, don't lie in front of the kids, lah, because then they learn the bad stuff as well. Okay, encourage a balance. Sleep, hobbies, screen limits matters. Screen limit is a must, right? Because these days parents are working, everyone is working. Sometimes they think giving them the extra screen time, it's like encouraging them or giving them like a bonus, but it can be not a boon, but it can be a curse later on because once given, you can't take it away. So giving them small, short period of time of screen time, it's better than giving them 2 hours one shot. So my boy, even though when he was in P6, P5, P5, he got a caning from me on the lake because he was playing too long on the computer. And he still remembers it. Oh, mommy, you caned my leg, It was so painful. Yeah, I tell you so many times. I was telling you, okay, time, I know it's over. Limit is up. Limit is up. When you didn't listen and pia, the rotan came on the lake. And then, that stopped everything. Yeah, so he still remembers that. Yeah, I mean, it's not that I use cane all the time or whatever, but that particular time, I think we told too many times, and he didn't listen to the. He said, no, no, next one, one more. And again, never. It always goes on to the next level, next level. It doesn't end. So got a cane on the leg. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, after that, he didn't touch lah. So that's a good thing. But yeah, he was upset. Then later on, we spoke about it. And I mean, it's very important to reason out when they are calm down and you are calm down. So it's good to say why you stopped. And but now he appreciates that. He will tell me, yeah, mommy, when I have my own kids, then when he has his own kids, he won't even give screen time. I say, okay, let's see about that, huh? Okay, so that kind of thing. So they learn to appreciate certain things, especially when you reason things out. They will tell you, okay, what they feel and all that. Sleep is very important. Encourage them to sleep early, have good sleep. Especially teenagers, they need good sleep. If not, they become very grouchy and irritable, no? and all that. Hobbies, give them something to do so that they are occupied. Structured routines are very important. Idling too much is not good at all. So structure is always very important. Okay, seek support early, especially if the child has an issue, any addictions, or not able to cope, always looking depressed and all that. Go and look for help. There's nothing bad about it. Schools have counselors readily available. You can call the school and just say that you would like your child to be checked in, like, on certain things and all that. Why not? I mean, there's already help. So there's nothing called embarrassing. You are helping your child. So at least that may actually help to sort out some things than to wait until so late that you can't even save them. Right? So yeah. So then of course, yeah. Okay, and then there's other forms of things like this, right? Strategies of coping. Anxiety symptoms, sometimes they get very confused, difficulty in communicating. Sometimes they have pounding hearts, sweating, trembling, or shaking. I've been noticing these lately. Sometimes I do encounter students, like, they tremble or they scream a meltdown, so feeling like you're in danger even though there's no danger present. Okay, a fear of losing control or going crazy, that kind of thing. So this is overthinking. When they have excessive worry, overthinking and all that, it actually makes them lose their own focus and all that. And all these will cause muscle tension, irritability, frequently tiredness, fatigue, then unexplained aches and pains here and there. All these will lead to that. Yeah, so it's very important that we identify if a child is always complaining or saying something, or you can see that the child is not the same. Act fast. You don't have to go and call a counselor or something immediately. Talk to them. Bring them out for their favorite. Where's the place? If my boy seems upset over something, I'll bring him to Swenson because his favorite place is there. From primary school to now, he loves his curry baked rice. All I need to do is buy him a curry baked rice from there, and then, mommy and boy baby stock, that kind of thing. So it will settle somehow or the other. Okay, then with my girl, with her favorite place, so we will bring her a Fish and Co or something like that, and then we will go and then it settles. So sometimes the one-to-one going out of the not the same environment in the house, but stepping out and going out can actually create another possibility of them opening up and talking, and for going out with them to shop. My girl loves to like to go shopping kind of thing, so she will say, mommy, let's go and look at this and that. Oh, okay, follow, let's go, that kind of thing. We'll go, then we will talk, things like that. So at least you find out things from them, and that's the only way. If this going and talk, why not? Yeah, so just spend some time out with them. It's your child anyway, right? So why not? Okay, so to learn also to
You for your hard
sorry,
work. Thank you. 37-year Janie, you have been eliminated. Please take your
please be muted because we're recording. Yeah, Priya, thank you. Okay, so sometimes, all these things, right? The reality, the modern teen life, very fast paced. Okay, always connected world, right? They're always on the phone, iPads or laptops or something. They have access to every time, right? Maybe sometimes not 24/7, unless you have particular parental control. But sometimes when they have no control, then they have their phones all the time, 24/7, right? So social media and all that, all these are, you must check also, like, I always ask my daughter, no TikTok in the phone, please. Okay, no social platforms, nothing like that. In the phone is to be just so that we can contact you. And if you have a WhatsApp group to contact your friends and, to understand certain things. And then, of course, certain YouTube is fine and then all that. But then no social media for now. I mean, platforms. Because it's all unnecessary trouble sometimes. If they don't know how to manage and they're not old enough to understand, then it's unnecessary, right? So as the child grows, you will realize that many factors like friends, media, and social platforms are the ones that shape their thoughts and choices. So you can't shield your teen or your child from every influence. You can only guide them to think critically and build confidence and make good decisions. So that's why it's very important to spend time with them. Because you can't be there 24/7 like a shadow following them everywhere. What? If you have thought the child the right thing, what to do, the values that should carry on. Of course, they have peer influence and all that, but then they will be able to think critically because you have been there guiding them. Or, so things like that. Peer pressure is powerful during the teenage years. Yeah. If they have too many friends, that's also trouble. Yeah. So teens may feel pushed to it through the way they dress, act, or even experiment by risky behaviors. Sometimes there are certain schools, especially the girls' schools and all that, they have something called butch, right? So they don't want to be show their top portion of their breast, right? So they will tighten it with some cloth and all that. So it's flat, right? So things like this, you have to look out for because it's your child, isn't it? So you have to observe how they are, how they dress, the mannerism, so that you can actually point out. Don't point out blankly at them, like, to hurt their feelings, but read the signs, right? Read the signs that they are showing, their body language that they are showing, to understand them better. And that can really help, right? So we can also help the teens by building their confidence and self-esteem. Very important, isn't it? Because, like these days with academic workload and performance anxiety and social media comparison and online pressure, family expectations. I remember one child just was recently crying. She got 98 marks and it's not good enough for her, yeah? She was crying full of tears, bucket of tears. I was like, you got 98 and you're crying? And she only made one mistake, and that one mistake was just 2 marks. And I was like, oh my God, you know. So, like, you see, I mean, it's a math subject. She got 98 upon 100, man. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So peer relationships and identity struggle, sometimes the child's own expectation, right? So my boy has very high expectations. So I have to always make sure that I have to mellow it down for him sometimes, or tell him to, okay, it's okay. Yeah, it's good to have expectations, but sometimes if you can't meet your expectation, it's okay, right? And all that. So depending on the child itself, some they know what they want, so they set their own goals and expectations. Some they're still figuring it out, so they just go with the flow. Either way, it's okay. They will still finally get there wherever their destination is. There's no, everyone has got their own timeline, so don't have to force, don't have to say this child is like that, why that child is not like that. Don't need to make that kind of comparison because both of them are different. Okay, both of them have their own positive and negative. So yeah, so it's okay. Let's celebrate the differences and appreciate and praise them for their strength, not for their weaknesses. And that makes a lot of difference as well. Right? So building their confidence and self-esteem is very important because teaching them to do the right thing, even when no one is watching, is very, very important. So telling from the right and wrong and think through the consequences and all that. So the day when my daughter wanted to go out with her friends after the exams were over, and she said that, her friend invited her over to the house. I said, okay, but they were going to Jurong Point, to have their lunch first and then going. So I made it very clear. I said, okay, I want their phone numbers, who the friends are, what are the numbers, and where's their home. So that I know how to contact them in case if I can't, if she's too late out or whatever, because she's never gone out, right, on her own like this before. So yeah, so she gave the numbers and then fine. I didn't have to call. She at first I asked her, so what time are you coming back? She went out at 12 p.m. In for lunch, and then after that she said, be 6 o'clock, mommy. And I said, 6 o'clock. Then I didn't want to say it's too late, but I just said that okay, but the MRT station gets really crowded at 6, which is true. So you might not be able to walk through. So when I think at about 5, she's already messaged me, okay, I'm already in the bus, I'm coming. I'm not taking train, I'm taking the bus. I said, okay, fine. So she came home and we were making murku at the time. Yeah. So because it was Deepali time and we were making murku, and then she came home and then she was happily eating. I asked her how was her friends outing and all that. Like, little things that you need to find out. Don't leave them on too long, too alone. I mean, alone for too long. Even if they don't want to talk to, you just ask. So how was it? If she says good, yeah, good, okay. If she's ready to talk, so how? What else did you eat? What this? Then you probe lah. I'm very good at probing, so I'll ask a lot of questions. So yeah, then eventually she'll have to tell me whatever lah. Okay. So yeah. So encouraging independence in decision making is very important. Saying no is also very important because sometimes you have to say give them the vitamin N, like what Sir says, right? The being Parents have to be assertive at times when sometimes you have to say no because sometimes it can be endangering, and then if everything is okay, 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 then it's dangerous, right? So I remember when my boys' final year, when they finished, the poly, after graduation and all their friends had planned a picnic at the beach. And I'm very particular about the beach because I don't like teenagers going to the beach alone without the adults or parents, because anything can happen, right? Like we have read a lot of stories and things like that, when going on a simple, innocent picnic turn out drowning cases or endangering lives or dead and things like that. So I told, no swimming. That's the first rule. No swimming. Okay. And wherever you are, right, when you're done, call us. We will give you a cab, or you come back home on your own and things like that. So very simple. So yeah, as long as they follow the rules, and we have no issues to let them go out again. If they don't follow the rules, they know. From young, it has been set, right? So both the kids know, if they don't behave when they go out, then there's no going out. So that has been set when they're young. So they already know. Then it goes when they become teenagers. It still follows through. That kind of. It's not suddenly when they become teens then you put in the rules. Rules have to be set when they are growing ages, right? When they're growing up. Yeah, you set certain boundaries and all that, and that helps you to manage them better when they are older, right? So yeah, and then of course talking to them real life situations and your own experience. My children love to listen to my own stories, teenage stories. So I'll say, oh, how fierce your grandmother is, which is my mother, of course. So yeah, and things like that. Then they were like, oh my god, that's child abuse, that kind of thing. All the, yeah, for you now it's child abuse. That time was acceptable, right? So things like that. So they will laugh about it and all that. So of course, yeah, and then the stress affects the teen, the way they look at things and all that, withdrawal, sometimes, emotional anxiety, irritability, sadness. You watch for these signs,
ரொட்டிலாம்
especially
அவ்வளவு சாப்பிட்டோம் அப்புறம் திருப்பி இன்னும் நம்ம வயிற்றுக்கு சாப்பிட்டா என்ன வருது
uh,
அதுதான் நமக்கு
okay, stay muted please, thank you. All right. Sometimes some children have headaches and fatigue. So my boy will have stomach ache. Middle, if it's exam, and he will have fatigue, in the end, and his is anxiety. So 2 a.m., 3 a.m., he'll wake up, mommy, stomach ache. So I have to, luckily we have a powerful one. I'll be healing the stomach. After a while, I ask him, are you okay? Then he say, he's fast asleep. Then I know he's okay already, that kind of thing. So anxiety affects stomach, right? Because it's the gut and the brain kind of thing. So yeah. Okay, academic drop in motivation or performance. Sometimes suddenly the teenager is not performing well. Is it something that's affecting them in school, or something that is happening that you may want to check or call the teachers? Right? It's okay to call the teachers. The teachers are will welcome the call and be able to help you and assist you and keep an eye on the child even. So join PSG, parent support group, right? So parent support, join the parent support group, because you get to know what are the things happening in school, and you will be in the loop. The child also knows that you are in the loop, so they will also be well behaved. All these things, right? So these are little pointers that you can actually look out for. Okay, unmotivated. Sometimes suddenly they become not motivated. Like everything is like not interested, lack of interest, very apprehensive, edgy, cannot say anything. They become like quickly snap at you, distraught, jittery, like and then they just cannot sleep properly. They are mumbling in their sleep or saying things in their sleep. All these are signs to look out for, that they are actually stressed, which they may not be telling you, but it's actually showing them from their physical body itself. Yeah.